Welcome to the HFY Tales channel. Remember to like and subscribe if you like the story. Enjoy and take care.
The alien world of Silther shimmered under two suns, casting an otherworldly glow over its lush landscapes. Towering trees, their leaves of vibrant indigo, whispered secrets in the gentle winds, while exotic flowers bloomed in colors that seemed unimaginable. Vast oceans acclaimed the horizon, their waves gleaming with hues of turquoise, reflecting the skies above. In the heart of this enchanting realm stood a gargantuan tree, ancient beyond comprehension, its bark twisted and intricate, its roots sprawling like veins through the earth. This was the Angthar tree, revered by the inhabitants of Silther as the lifeblood of their world. For millennia, the Angthar tree had been a sanctuary of wisdom and magic, a sacred entity intertwined with the fate of all who dwelled nearby. But today, something extraordinary was about to unfold within its embrace. Kashvi, an ethereal being with emerald skin and luminescent hair that flowed like the currents of the ocean, lay fused to the ancient wood. Her eyes, tranquil yet filled with sorrow, were closed, an eternal sleep that bound her soul to the tree. She had been the guardian of Silther, a once vibrant being, now a mere echo of her former self. Millennia of stillness had made her a part of the Angthar, and she could feel the whispers of the winds and the cries of the creatures echo within her, yet she could not respond. On a distant ridge, unaware of the power swirling beneath his feet, Caleb stood, staring in awe at the breathtaking scenery. A seasoned explorer from Earth, he was guided here by tales of ancient magic and treasures hidden deep within the heart of alien jungles. With every step he took toward the grove, he felt an unexplainable pull tugging at his being, like a thread leading him closer to destiny. He had fought through perilous trails and battled the gnawing doubt of an impending storm, but nothing prepared him for the sight before him. As he approached the Angthar, a sudden hush fell over the grove. Caleb's heart raced, and in that silence, he felt an inexplicable connection to the ancient tree, as if it were calling out to him. He reached out a hand, brushing his fingertips against the bark, and in that moment, everything changed. A surge of energy coursed through him, vibrant and alive. He gasped, feeling the warmth wrap around him like a lover's embrace. The air thickened with magic, and the grove seemed to shimmer with light as the essence of the Angthar intertwined with his very soul. Unbeknownst to him, the moment his hand made contact with the tree, it catalyzed a long-dormant force, stirring the spirit of Kashvi from her slumber within the depths of the Angthar. As the energy surged through Caleb, he felt a rush of emotions, fear, curiosity, and an overwhelming sense of connection. It was as if the tree itself was alive, responding to his touch with an ancient power. The grove around him radiated with color, the leaves shimmering in hues of gold and green, the flowers pulsating as if they had a heartbeat of their own. In the depths of the Angthar, Kashvi felt the sudden shift. The stillness that had enveloped her for eons shattered like glass. Her consciousness stirred, awash with sensations, light, warmth, and the pulse of a foreign heartbeat. Slowly, she opened her eyes, the world flooding in like a torrent. The vibrant forest swirled around her, the colors exploded into a kaleidoscope of wonder. Yet, a figure stood before her, a human, an alien to her kind, but somehow familiar. Caleb, with tousled hair and eyes wide with awe, seemed to be the source of this awakening. Who are you?" Kashvi's voice was soft, like a whispering wind, yet it carried the weight of untold stories. She blinked, struggling to comprehend the sensations that swirled around her. Caleb stumbled back, surprised by the clarity of her voice. I'm Caleb. I didn't mean to disturb you. I thought." "You thought?" she echoed, her brow furrowing in confusion as she tried to piece together her memories. How she had come to be fused to the Angthar tree, the guardian of the grove, protector of the balance. "I have been here for millennia." Caleb took a cautious step forward, his heart racing. "You've been trapped." Kashvi's ethereal features reflected a bittersweet sadness. "Fused to the tree, yes. I was its protector, given life to watch over Silther. But I have been asleep. Until now." The gravity of her words settled heavily in the air between them. Caleb knew from stories that the bond between a creature and its home could be profound, but he had never imagined a being could be ensnared in such a way. "What do you remember?" he asked gently. "Memories of a life filled with laughter, joy, and the vibrant dance of the spirits of my people. But those memories are now shadows, echoes of a past I cannot grasp." She looked around, her gaze drawn to the grove that felt both familiar and strange. "And I can feel the change in the air. Something is different." Caleb glanced around, noting the flickering lights in the grove. The energy felt alive and hopeful, yet something in Cushvy's demeanor suggested an underlying tension. "You need to get back to your people then," he suggested, though a part of him wished to pull her closer instead of letting her go. Cushvy smiled with the hint of sadness. "My people may have forgotten me. Many cycles have passed. I am no longer the same." "Neither am I." Caleb's voice was soft, almost a whisper as he looked into her vivid eyes. "I came here searching for purpose, to discover something beyond what I knew. And maybe we can help each other." A flicker of intrigue sparked in Cushvy's gaze. "You are not afraid of me." "Why would I be?" he replied, his confidence rising. "You're beautiful, and your strength is undeniable. Whatever has happened to you, I can help." Cushvy paused, contemplating the depth of his words. This human, this Caleb, radiated warmth like the suns above. His intentions did not seem malicious. With a resolve blossoming in her heart, she reached out her hand to Caleb. The moment their skin connected, a jolt of electricity surged between them, igniting an instant bond, an understanding that transcended language. They were both explorers in their own right, seeking connection in a universe filled with untold wonders. "Let us uncover the truth of my awakening together," Cushvy said, regaining her strength and spirit. "I sense there's more to our meeting than chance. There's magic in the air, and perhaps a destiny waiting to unfold." Caleb met her gaze, the thrill of adventure dancing in his chest. "Then let's get started." And with that unspoken agreement, the two began their journey, a journey that would lead them deeper into the heart of Silther and into the uncharted territories of their own hearts. The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting a golden hue over the grove as Caleb and Cushvy stood side by side, feeling the enchantment of their surroundings envelop them. With each shared breath, they fortified their bond, intertwined in a moment that transcended mere chance. "Tell me about your people," Caleb urged, eager to learn more about the being who had inspired such wonder in him. They began to walk, leaving the Angthar behind, its presence still palpable in the air. Cushvy's voice was like a soft melody as she spoke of her people, the Siltherans, who lived in harmony with the land. They revered the Angthar tree not merely as wood and leaf, but as a living spirit, a conduit for their very existence. "We believed in the balance of nature, that every living thing is interlinked. To harm one aspect of our world was to invite chaos." Caleb listened, captivated by her ethereal description of communal rituals, celebrations of life, love, and cycles of the moon. "But now you've been alone. Do you remember any specific rituals or traditions?" he prompted, intrigued by the weight of her heritage. "Yes," she replied, her eyes shimmering with recollection. The ritual of union was one of the most sacred. It symbolized not only the joining of two lovers, but the merging of their spirits and fates, honored through deep vulnerability and trust. It was said to strengthen the bond between the individuals and the land itself. She paused, a wistful smile playing on her lips. To participate was considered the highest honor, a reflection of the love between two souls. Caleb felt the gravity of her words reverberate within him. He had sought adventures on Earth, but something about Cushvy's world ignited a desire deeper than he had ever known, an enduring connection he longed to explore. "And now, what will happen to your people if they find out you've awakened?" Her expression shifted, sorrow clouding the vibrant depths of her eyes. "I fear they may see me as a relic of the past or a sign of imbalance. My disappearance has likely caused distress among my kind. I am not merely returning. I am also a harbinger of inevitable change." "What if you don't return?" Caleb asked, uncertain. "You've been trapped for so long. Wouldn't it be worth it to live freely here with me?" Cushvy's gaze locked onto his, and in that moment, a profound understanding passed between them. "Freedom comes with a price, Caleb. To choose happiness means risking the consequences of my actions. Yet, your presence has awakened the longing in me. It terrifies me to feel so alive after so long in slumber." "Don't be afraid," he replied, encouraging her to embrace the feelings stirring within her. "We can navigate this unknown together. You don't have to face it alone." The sincerity in his words ignited something deep within her, a hope she hadn't dared to feel in millennia. "Together then," she affirmed, her voice steady. With newfound determination, they ventured deeper into the wild, eager to uncover what awaited them. Along the way, they encountered the enchanting flora and fauna that thrived in the rich ecosystem of Silther. Vivid creatures danced and flitted around them as they explored, caliph birds singing their hauntingly beautiful melodies that reverberated in the air. As they moved, Caleb began to feel the magic of Kushvi's world seep into him. He realized how interconnected everything was. This planet breathed as one, harmonized by unspoken bonds, a lesson he had never truly grasped before. Hours passed like minutes before they came upon a clearing adorned with fluttering light. "This is the Grove of Whispers," Kushvi whispered, her gaze filled with reverence. "It's said that those who listen closely can hear the spirits of the past, sharing their wisdom." Curious, Caleb closed his eyes and focused, allowing the rustling leaves and gentle hum of nature to envelop him. A soft wind caressed his skin, lifting the hairs on his arms. He opened his eyes, turning to Kushvi, who was watching him with an eager smile. "It's as if they're speaking to me," he murmured, forehead creased in focus. "They tell stories of love, of pain, of a world where everything is one." Kushvi moved closer, her presence grounding yet exhilarating. "Listen with your heart, Caleb. It is through that connection you will understand." Emboldened by her guidance, he listened intently, feeling the whispers resonate within him. The stories echoed of past unions and bonds, of people merging not just with each other, but with the land itself. He sensed how vital this was in Kushvi's culture, the reverence for spirits connecting lovers, communities, and nature as one reality. A deep urgency began to swell in him. Could their connection, two souls from entirely different worlds, forge a new path for him and Kushvi? Might they create a love that would intertwine their fates, as she spoke of? As if sensing his thoughts, Kushvi turned to face him, the soft evening light framing her face like an ethereal halo. "What do you seek, Caleb? Is it simply adventure, or something deeper?" The weight of her question hung in the air as he searched his heart for the answer. "I came seeking knowledge and purpose, but now I find myself yearning for something more. For connection. For you." Kushvi stepped closer, her breath warm against his skin. "Then let this journey be our own, a blend of human and alien, a story waiting to unfold." With their destinies beginning to intertwine, they stood amidst the grove of whispers, ready to embrace the challenges and joys that lay ahead, together. As the stars began to emerge, twinkling like diamonds scattered across a deep violet sky, Caleb and Kushvi lingered in the grove of whispers, contemplating the journey that lay ahead. The atmosphere pulsated with magic. The soft murmurs of the spirits seemed to wrap around them like a warm embrace. Kushvi turned to Caleb, her gaze steady. "There is something significant I must share with you, something that ties the essence of our connection to the heart of Silther. You've captivated me, but there is a deep-felt tradition of our people entwined with such a bond, the ritual of union." Caleb's interest peaked as Kushvi continued. "It is more than a mere ceremony. It is a melding of souls, two bodies becoming one with the essence of this world, sealing a bond that affects all living things around us. It is both beautiful and powerful, but it requires complete trust and vulnerability." Caleb's heart raced at the implications of her words. "What does it entail?" Kushvi took a step closer, her voice a whisper tinged with longing. "The ritual is meant to merge the energies of two beings, to unite their souls. It requires us to share our truths and our fears, allowing the grove to witness our commitment. Only then can we awaken the deepest magic of Silther." He could feel the weight of her words. This was not merely a physical act. It was a spiritual commitment that would intertwine their destinies. "And if we perform this ritual, what will it mean for us?" Her eyes shimmered with unspoken emotions. It will mean that we choose to embrace our connection, no matter the consequences. It will honor both our worlds, bridging the gap between them. The air between them crackled with energy as he considered her offer. A swirl of excitement and fear danced within him. Could he truly commit to a bond that went beyond life on Earth? Yet, amidst his apprehension, a voice deep within urged him forward. "I want to experience this with you, Kashvi," he declared, resolve solidifying in his chest. "I'm ready to embrace whatever comes next." A radiant smile blossomed on her lips. "Then we shall begin preparations for the ritual of union." She gestured for him to follow, and they ventured into the depths of the grove, where moonlight bathed the landscape in silver. Kashvi led him to a secluded glade, where the energy of the Inkthar pulsed stronger than ever. "We will need to gather gifts from nature," she explained, kneeling down to pluck shimmering petals from a nearby flower, whose color seemed to shift and dance under the moonlight. "These petals will signify the beauty of our bond." Caleb picked his own offerings, small crystals glistening like stars that he found scattered around the grove, and vibrant herbs whose fragrance was intoxicating. They worked seamlessly together, accompanied by laughter and whispers of promise, as if the very air encouraged their burgeoning connection. As they prepared, Kashvi instructed him on the elements of the ritual. "We will sit beneath the Inkthar, facing each other, hands joined. We must share our deepest truths and fears, our vulnerabilities, as a pledge to the bond we are forging. Only through this honesty can we allow the magic to flow." When twilight deepened into the rich tapestry of night, they returned to their sacred space beneath the Inkthar tree. The atmosphere was charged. The grove vibrated with anticipation. Caleb felt the warmth of the earth glow beneath him, echoing his own heartbeat. Kashvi took a deep breath, her face serene as she settled onto the ground. Caleb mirrored her, their knees touching, palms open and joined together. "Remember, we are in this together," she said softly, allowing him to draw strength from her presence. "I understand," he replied, his voice steadier than he felt. "Thank you for sharing this with me." Kashvi closed her eyes. "Then let us begin." She spoke the traditional invocations, her voice rising above the soft whispers of the grove, a language rich and melodic that curled around him and soothed his soul. As she spoke, Caleb felt the magic swell, infusing the air with a palpable energy that resonated with every word. He closed his eyes, allowing her voice to guide him deeper within himself. When the time came to share their truths, Kashvi opened her eyes, gazing deeply into his. "I will start," she said. "I have lived for eons, bound to the tree yet longing for freedom. For so long, fear held me back, fear of losing my people, fear of my own identity. This moment, standing here with you, awakens a hope buried deep within me." Caleb absorbed her vulnerability, feeling the weight of her honesty. "My truth is simple," he began, his voice quiet but resonating with sincerity. "I've spent most of my life feeling like a wanderer, never quite fitting in. I came to Silthar searching for adventure, but found something more profound, a connection with you that challenges everything I thought I knew about love." Kashvi smiled, her eyes brimming with warmth. Caleb felt his heart swell. In this moment of shared truths, the air between them shimmered, heralding the magic that pulsed at the edges of their bond. "Now our fears," Kashvi continued, her expression growing more serious. "I fear that my awakening will upset the balance of nature, that I may lose my people forever in my pursuit of freedom." Caleb's brow furrowed as he felt the weight of her truth seep into his heart. "And I fear the unknown, what it means to love an alien being and the chaos it could bring. I don't want to lose myself in this journey, but I can't deny the pull toward you." With each shared word, another layer of energy coursed between them, forging an intricate web of connection. As they continued, they wove their fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities into an unbreakable bond. Finally, with the last threads of their truths shared, Kashvi took a breath. "Let us seal this union," she whispered, her voice tremulous with anticipation. Their hands gripped tighter, and as they whispered each other's names, the grove responded, vibrant colors swirling around them in a breathtaking display. The Inkthar tree began to glow, casting an iridescent light that enveloped them. In that moment, they felt their souls entwine, a tide of energy unfurling as the magic of Silthar surged around them. Sparks danced in the air, a living testament to their commitment, and the world felt alive as if acknowledging their bond. As the brightness enveloped them, Caleb and Kashvi surrendered to the magic, knowing that whatever awaited them next would be shared together. Two souls fused in a world that had brought them together against all odds. As the radiant light of the Angthar enveloped Caleb and Kashvi, time seemed to stretch infinitely. It was a sacred moment born of magic, love, and the intertwining of their very souls. The energy coursed through them like an unstoppable river, merging their hearts and fates beneath the ancient tree that had witnessed countless unions before. When the brilliance finally subsided, Caleb opened his eyes, finding himself still seated in the grove, but transformed. The air hummed with an electricity he had never experienced, and the world around him appeared more vivid, colors richer, sounds crisper. He glanced at Kashvi, who looked ethereal against the backdrop of the glowing Angthar, her eyes shining with renewed vitality. "We did it," she breathed, all written across her face. "We are bound, our energies forever intertwined." The realization of their union settled around them, tinged with both excitement and uncertainty. Caleb's heart raced. "What now? What does this mean for us?" he asked, the gravity of their commitment coursing through him. Kashvi smiled softly, but her own uncertainty flickered behind her eyes. "Now, we must face the consequences of our union. I must return to my people and face whether they will accept the changes I bring. I can't hide from them any longer." "You don't have to face it alone. I'm here with you," Caleb assured, stepping closer and placing a hand on her shoulder. "Whatever happens, we'll meet it together." The determination in his voice sent warmth flooding through her, but she still felt the weight of her people's expectations pressing upon her. It may not be that simple. They may see me as a reminder of the imbalance I caused by awakening. It is a risk I take, but now, perhaps I no longer fear it. Together, they began the journey back to Kashvi's village. As they traveled, Caleb watched Kashvi weave through the trees, each step a palpable blend of grace and purpose. She had awakened not just as a guardian of Silthar, but as a paragon of change. When they finally reached the outskirts of the settlement, a hush fell over the village. The Siltharans, with their vibrant and shimmering skin reflecting the light of the suns, stood in a cluster, their expressions a mixture of awe, curiosity, and apprehension. Caleb could feel the weight of their gazes, a silent question lingering in the air. Who was he? Kashvi took a deep breath, centering herself before stepping forward to address her people. "I have returned, but I do not come back alone. I bring with me a gift given by the Angthar and a new bond that transcends our existence." Whispers rippled through the crowd, confusion and concern flickering among them. "What gift?" one voice called out, a note of skepticism woven through it. "I have awakened a connection with a human, Caleb, who represents the potential for unity between our worlds." Kashvi gestured towards him, and he stepped closer, feeling the weight of their scrutiny. "I'm here to understand and learn about your culture," Caleb began, his voice steady despite the intensity of their stares. "I want to help, and if you'll allow it, I hope to bridge the gap between your people and mine." A murmur of disbelief passed through the crowd, and Caleb felt an instinctual urge to retreat. But Kashvi stood firm beside him, their hands still linked. "I understand your doubts, but my awakening to the world around me has brought joy I thought lost. Together, we can forge new paths that honor both of our cultures." With bated breath, silence enveloped them. The tension was palpable. Finally, a figure emerged from the crowd, an elder with weathered skin and eyes that held the weight of generations. "Kashvi, you have long been cherished as our protector. You return to us changed. Do you understand the implications of this connection?" "More than ever," Kashvi replied, her voice unwavering. "This bond offers a chance for synergy between our worlds, a union of strength that could heal wounds both old and new. There is potential here that must not be feared but embraced." The elder considered her words, his gaze shifting between Kashvi and Caleb, searching for any indication of deceit. Finally, with an exhale laden with exhaustion and hope, he nodded slowly. "Change is a path filled with uncertainty, But if it is your truth, then we must honor it. Let us welcome this possibility. A wave of relief washed over Caleb and Kashvi as the crowd began to murmur in agreement. Acceptance was slow but steadily blossomed, blossoms of hope sprouting from the ashes of doubt. In the days that followed, together they worked to deepen the connection between their two worlds. Caleb shared Earth's tales, teaching about culture, science, and the beauty of human ingenuity. In return, the Siltherans imparted their wisdom about nature, love, and the interconnectedness of all life, a philosophy that reshaped Caleb's understanding of existence. Kashvi flourished in her role as a bridge between the two worlds, where Earth's rational perspectives met Silther's spiritual depth. She stood as a testament to the power of unity, illustrating that love was not only a force of romantic yearning, but a catalyst for healing and growth. One evening, as they stood together beneath the glowing Ingthar once more, Caleb took Kashvi's hand gently in his, feeling the pulse of their united energies thrumming along their joined palms. I may have started this journey seeking adventure, but I found something far greater, a purpose, a partner, a future, he confessed. Kashvi smiled, leaning her head against his shoulder. And together, we have forged a bond that bridges worlds, awakening dreams long lost. This is just the beginning, my love. As the twin suns set on Silther, painting the sky in hues of red and gold, Caleb and Kashvi stood united, filled with hope and a shared yearning for the future. Whatever challenges awaited them, they would face them together, two souls woven into the fabric of a world alive with potential and magic. Their journey had only begun, but now, hand in hand, heart to heart, they were ready to embrace whatever came next.